My name is Camille Vargas, and this is my COMM 340 final project on Chapter 8, which is movies. The three main points I want to hit today are going over the history of movies, culture in movies, and new technology in movies. The first point I want to touch on is movies throughout time. I want to talk about how motion pictures moved from first being used through a kinetoscope, then transitioning to movie theaters in the 1910s. The first movie theater that introduced people to the idea of going to a theater to watch a movie is the Nickelodeon Theater, and as you can see, they make it very appealing so people could keep coming back, so it could be an emergent business going on. Along with that, Technicolor movies started being produced around 1930s. However, black and white movies were still being produced. The first Technicolor movie that was very big hit is going to be Wizard of Oz. It paved the way for movies to incorporate a new type of color and just stray away from the black and white common. Along with that, new computer animations led to more special effects with movies. The first animated movie was Toy Story, and I think it really paved the way for companies such as Disney and Marvel to make movies for children with new types of animations, and obviously it's still progressing as time goes on. Second point I want to talk about is movies and cultures. Movies reflect worldwide events going on and social issues from a new perspective. A really good movie that does a good job of this is going to be Hidden Figures. It talks about the racial and segregation issues that went on back then, but it talks about it in a modern way so the audience can get a deeper insight and it can be more relatable to them, so that it's more informative. Along with that, films can help shape the social constructs in our youth by introducing them to new ideas regarding identity, cyberbullying, social media. I think a movie that does a really good job of this is going to be the movie called Love, Simon. It introduces people to youth creating their own sexual identity and gender identity and things and topics such as that people might not learn from other than movies, and I think that's a really important part of our culture that's affected. The third point I'm going to be talking about is technology in films. As you can see, the timeline I made here demonstrating the transition from the VCR to 3D movies. I think a really important thing that movie has are special effects, VR technology, and 3D printing that allow for more augmented reality films. Ready Player One is an excellent movie that we talked about in class, and it produces an idea of a possibility for our future. And I think if movies keep going on that track, there are going to be a vast new genre movies such as Ready Player One. Of how these points resonated with me, I realized that movies have affected my attitude, personality on things deeper than I thought. A really thing that's important to me is coming of age movies. I love the movie Edge of 17 because it teaches me about womanhood and about girlhood and how to grow up to be independent and the person that I want to be. Along with that, movies change along society and they help portray the possibilities that can happen. They lead to not only government issues, social issues, and just personal issues that people might not think about at all. Along with that, they affect pop culture, music, and society in almost every realm that people interact with. They've grown up with us in a sense and will continue to do so. In terms of how I view movies in 50 years, I see advanced 3D experiences coming to life. I know 3D movies went out for a second, but then they gained popularity and now they're kind of not as popular anymore, but I feel like they will make a comeback with VR technology improving, and I feel like there could be simulation rides in the movie theaters such as carnival rides or anything like that, and I could see the movie sheets shaking possibly in the future when you go to watch a movie. Along with that, I think complex topics are going to be discovered more. I know there are movies such as Interstellar that people really love and not a lot of people seem to get that because they want a simplicity in movies, but I feel like complex topics will become a rise and there'll be more movies like that. Along with that, I think animations will increase. Movies are already very animated, but I've seen the transition from Disney movies from 2006 to now, and I've seen a lot of change, and I feel like we continue to see changes like that. And that's the end of my COMM 340 project. Thank you for watching.